Hold on to your seats, because I'm going to reveal something that will rock the internet to its core. Think about this. The autopsy report that everyone has been clamoring for. It's official, the one that might eventually reveal Tood's true fate has leaked, and you know why? It's explosive, not just startling. Allegations like these have the power to ruin reputations, ruin careers, and cause social media to collapse in an instant. Here's the really bad part. Kirk. Yes. Some individuals have been whispering discreetly about a man who might have been involved in this catastrophe more than once. According to other stories, he went to great lengths to conceal the facts, hush deals, payments, and enticing prodding of specific physicians. The world can now view the report that was never intended for public consumption. What actually transpired that evening? Who is being truthful? And who's smiling for the camera while cheating on everyone? Stay tuned as we're revealing mysteries that will cause you to laugh, gasp, and then perhaps even doubt what you believed to be true about this situation. This is more than simply news. You will want to see every startling aspect of this full-fledged high-stakes, scandalous disclosure. Now, buckle up, because this is where chaos, mess, and deliciousness come together. Infamous. You should reconsider your assumption that the Tood case was just another news story. We are about to embark on a journey that is so convoluted, so full of secrets and backroom dealings, that it would make a Hollywood thriller seem easy. And Kirk himself was at the heart of this tempest. That Kirk, the one about whom people have been keeping quiet for months. It seems that the man doesn't merely play the game. Whenever it suits him, he changes the rules. Thousands of people have been watching the case online since Thud got involved in a violent confrontation. But this is where it becomes spicily intense. For months, the actual autopsy report was not made public. Easy, huh? According to some, it's standard practice. Nah, someone's got hands in the wrong pockets. Others murmur. And guess what? The recently disclosed report is really explosive. In light of this just made public document, the narrative we have been fed should be disregarded. Inside, there are many more graphic, violent, and illuminating revelations about the true manipulators, who is involved in this drama. Then, the first is Tood, who is seen by many as both a fighter and a victim. The family is also battling a labyrinth of secrecy and false information in their never-ending quest to learn the truth. Last but not least, the wildcard Kirk is said to have orchestrated delays in the publication of the autopsy in order to keep things quiet and ensure that no one would ever view the actual story. People, this is the height of drama. This isn't just any old neighborhood conflict. There are levels to this scandal. There have been rumors before the autopsy leak. The same social media investigators who say they have inside information were speculating on everything from a cover to a full-scale conspiracy. Not to be overlooked is the purported conflict between Tood's group and Kirk. Of course, Kirk was doing everything he could to make sure the autopsy never happened. According to several trustworthy insiders who asked not to be named, if you believed this was only about medical documents, you might have received payments, favors, or even threats. Rethink your mind. Consider the scene. Tood was allegedly subjected to aggression in an already stressful setting. The picture painted by the leaked report is striking. Initially, there was aggression, attempts to control him, and then the pivotal moment, a shot was fired. The twist, though, is this. Tood was more than just a helpless victim. According to the investigation, it is said that he retaliated in an attempt to protect himself. And it's true that the narrative you've been given by mainstream reporting is where things become hazy. Half the truth only. The public's response was crazy. Twitter took off when word of the breach spread on social media. Before our eyes, people referred to it as a cover-up and raveling. He had power in all the appropriate areas, according to unnamed sources. For months, he has been whispering that money speaks. If people actually saw the report, another person commented, heads would roll before it got viral. The truth is messy, ugly, and implicates multiple people. And let's not forget about the money. Kirk allegedly paid off folks more than one word. No, this was an influential network. Physicians, government employees, and even minor to control the narrative, delay it, and reroute it. Officials prod, lavish benefits, pricey dinners, exchanges of envelopes, and a self-defense case that was reportedly orchestrated behind closed doors by someone with the power to change dates. Netflix's best content. The autopsy demonstrates Tood's defensive behavior were real. He was pushed into a corner and had to fight for his life as the story was being manipulated by supposed puppeteers. The mood on social media took off. And lastly, the reality. A single tweet was read. Another. If Kirk was a party, justice be done. T. Hood was referred to as the ultimate underdog in many of the memes that went viral. Others made hush money and secret meetings conjectures. The leak seemed strangely well-timed. The case became cold after a few weeks. At the height of rumors about delayed reports, the autopsy comes to light. Just a coincidence? Possibly. Or perhaps someone thought it was time for the public to know the truth about what had actually transpired. Comments sections evolved into forums for discussion. Every detail was examined, analyzed, and yes, exaggerated by influencers as forums erupted. Come on, let's recognize the ridiculous. Lest someone in charge of information allegedly falsified a self-defense case while T. Hood's family struggles to expose the truth. Each fresh leak, quotation, and speculative tweet adds fuel to the fire, which is fueled by drama, manipulation, and power. The report demonstrates T. Hood's defensive behavior. He was surrounded and had to respond, while the accused orchestrator attempted to steer the story. And now for the shocking part. The autopsy reveals the unexpected sequence. The initial attack, the battle, the defensive maneuver, and finally the moment of death. Furthermore, the claimed influence, bribery, and the combination of violence, cover-ups, power struggles, and revealed truth is precisely what is making this story so popular on all platforms. It gets even more juicy from here. Before the shooting occurred, Hood was allegedly initially attacked, hit, restrained, and even strangled. According to the leaked paper, he could only take defensive action. According to the research, outside forces are trying to influence events. However, Hood demonstrates fortitude, bravery, and self-preservation in his response. There is more to the leak material than just a narrative. It displays a Kirk is accused of a chain of deceit, coordinated influence, and bribery. Of course, public indignation is growing as well. Supporters, admirers, and regular citizens are arguing, making assumptions, and calling for responsibility. Who really planned the thing? Who's in the stand? What's behind the purported bribes? What's maybe most crucial is the extent of this manipulation. Discussions on social media are rife with conjecture. It's not only about T. Hood here. According to one user, it's about corruption everywhere. Furthermore, if the report that was leaked is true, Kirk might have crossed unimaginable boundaries. And despite the debate, Kirk's purported actions are still unknown. Allegedly, a wide range of control includes pressure, influence, and payments. In the meantime, Hood's family is fighting for justice, openness, and the release of the truth. The now public autopsy confirms some of the rumors. Both hostility towards the Hood and his defensive actions are evident in the series of events. All of a sudden, the hush money accusations don't seem so unbelievable. The kicker is this, though there is more to this than violence, this has to do with control. The autopsy leak demonstrates how power dynamics impact perception, how influence may change timelines, and how information can be manipulated. And the internet doesn't lose a beat in becoming viral. As usual, the narrative is maintained by threads, memes, and contentious discussions, which heighten suspense, conjecture. Indeed, millions of people find amusement in it. The plot develops in a manner akin to a drama series, with conflict, conspiracy, and revelation. Initially shown as a helpless victim, T. Hood turns out to be a resilient character. Kirk Payment's alleged misdeeds influence paint, manipulation, and an attempt to rewrite the story before the facts became public knowledge. Additionally, the game has altered after the autopsy was leaked. The truth is explosive, nasty, and contentious. People are wondering if justice will be done at last, if Kirk will be held responsible if the accusations are confirmed. And what, after months of secrecy, will T. Hood's family receive answers? The leaked report prompts a flurry of public curiosity, indignation, and conjecture in addition to providing information. And when reactions erupt on the internet, one thing is evident. This isn't just a case. It is a story of purported corruption, tenacity, and manipulation that will take center stage in discussions for weeks. The autopsy that was revealed tells us more than simply what happened. It demonstrates how readily influenced can warp reality, how power may skew events, and how hidden powers can be revealed by one family's struggle for justice. The scene has been set. The autopsy's startling findings, Hood's protective behavior, and Kirk's purported attempts to manipulate the story. The media is blazing, the public is humming, and the internet is constantly speculating. Each additional detail adds gasoline to the fire. More intrigue is revealed with each leak. 1. Question still stands as we continue our investigation. What is the depth of the rabbit hole? Actually, go! Furthermore, in the upcoming segments, we will dissect every bombshell claim, leaked information, and public response that has caused this story to escalate into one of the most explosive scandals of the year. I promise you that you will. Want to stay tuned? Now that the scene has been established, let's delve even further into the mayhem, the rumors, and the purported mysteries. Kirk reportedly attempted to conceal it, because if you found the first half upsetting, honey, you'll be shocked when you hear what the autopsy actually showed, and how some people think Kirk may have been manipulating events behind the scenes. Let us first discuss the order of events. As per according to the autopsy report that was leaked, Tood wasn't merely a bystander in a domestic dispute. No, according to the account, Tood was attacked first during a heated altercation. He was allegedly hit, restrained, and even strangled prior to the deadly event, according to several accounts. Additionally, this is the thing, his defensive measures were required and not only instinctive. According to the autopsy, he was besieged and had to defend himself. There are also many who argue that Kirk had a stake in concealing the truth throughout this time. Yes, you did indeed hear me. Rumor has it that Kirk is a puppet master. Behind the curtain, naturally, anonymous insiders who don't want their names to be published said that he was reportedly transferring funds to select officials and doctors in order to delay the release of the autopsy results. Consider discreet payments, cordial recommendations, and perhaps even some opulent benefits that were concealed underneath the table. According to a source who wished to remain anonymous but said they were close to the medical team, let's just say Kirk made sure the right people were comfortable enough to keep quiet until the timing was perfect. Why all the secrecy? As you can see from the report, the details aren't particularly appealing. It depicts a struggle, a defensive battle, and the actual shooting. But it also draws attention to what some are describing as dubious influences on the timeline's presentation. You're correct. Although the autopsy supports some of the stories you've heard, it also raises a significant query. Who was planning the story before this leak? And Kirk is implicated in every hint. Let's now focus on the public's response because, well, the internet hasn't held back. Anarchy broke out on social media once the autopsy was leaked. People were taken aback, furious, and genuinely amused. According to one widely shared tweet, Kirk truly believed he could buy silence. No, the truth always leaks. Another went crazy, saying, if the autopsy is correct, this isn't simply him defending himself. This is exposing a masterclass in corruption. The internet was ablaze with memes, threads, and heated debates, and speculation about Kirk's alleged payments, influence, and manipulation took over the internet. According to some reports, the network Kirk allegedly used was not small, and doctors, bureaucrats, and possibly eventmen or law enforcement officials, all of whom were allegedly pushed, bought off, or convinced to postpone the autopsy and manipulate public opinion. The leaked report, which is currently in the possession of Tood's family, reveals not only the attack's timeline but also the ridiculousness of a system purportedly swayed by wealth and influence. Despite Kirk's lack of public response, the rumors, screenshots, and anonymous testimonies depict a person who clearly underestimated the leak but believed they could stay one step ahead. Let's now examine the actual events as the report purports to show. First, Tood was allegedly confronted violently. Then, in the battle, he defended himself, which led to the final moment. The shocking part is that, according to the released documents, the shots were fired after Tood had no other option. This may seem like a simple case. Self-defense claim. Sources say Kirk allegedly tried to control the story, making sure the autopsy report was kept secret for months. Sounds suspicious, doesn't it? And now for the part that has people talking, the financial ramifications. According to some insiders, Kirk allegedly spent a small fortune keeping the report secret. T-Hood's life was on the line, and behind closed doors. Money and influence allegedly determined what the public could know and when. Funds were allegedly used to influence specific medical personnel, speed up bureaucracy, and even advise investigators on when to release information. Imagine the audacity. The public's reaction has been unrelenting, with fans, activists, and sporadic online investigators all seeking answers. It's bold, outrageous, and of course, the kind of drama that makes social media go crazy. Kirk allegedly attempted to conceal the autopsy, but it's now public. One Twitter user said, "The invoices are authentic. Justice is what I want now that the truth is out." Another asserted, heads should roll if these disclosures are true. We are discussing manipulation, bribery, and essentially a cover-up of a defensive act. It's shocking. People are analyzing every word in the report that was released, discussing what it suggests about Kirk's behavior, and making predictions about possible outcomes. When it comes to fan theories, some of them are more outrageous than the actual happenings. But this is precisely what helps it go viral. There is additional curiosity because of the timing of the release. Why at this time? After months of silence, why? Was this the last pushback from the family? Or was it a system employee weary of remaining silent? The research that was released to the public dispelled the myth that the media had been operational for weeks. Suddenly, Kirk, who is said to have planned this silence, finds himself at the center of yet another inevitable dispute. It doesn't end there though. According to alleged insider information, this is more than just a self-defense story. It has to do with systemic control. Kirk was said to have control over who could view the report, comment on it, and even publicly interpret its conclusions. The story is difficult to reject because to the leaked documents and public responses, even if none of this has been formally proven, the tale was being manipulated by someone, and that someone might have been Kirk. Tood's family, however, has decided to handle things themselves. The original report was purportedly recovered and made public after months of waiting and interrogation. The outcome was chaos. A flurry of viral threads and fury and incredulity erupted on social media. People dubbed it the cover-up exposed and the truth finally disclosed. Fans are discussing in real time whether Kirk's claimed involvement was a desperate attempt to control information or a more sinister series of machinations. Not to mention the psychological component. T. Hood is reportedly cornered but tenacious, while Kirk is apparently planning behind-the-scenes influence. Public interest has been stoked by this contrast. It's more than just a violent tale. It's a tale of power struggles, deception, and the conflict between control and truth. Autopsies leaked. According to the report, Tood not only defended himself, but also claimed that there were genuine and continuous efforts to conceal information and manipulate public opinion. The leaked study has sparked a firestorm of public opinion as it continues to be analyzed online. Trending hashtags are demanding accountability. Discussions on Twitter analyzing the timeline are spreading online. There are still hints from anonymous sources about possible legal repercussions for Kirk, including civil scrutiny and ethical inquiries. It is impossible to overestimate the impact of the leak itself, even while official channels have remained silent. The kind of shocking discovery that creates headlines is this one. No one can keep up with the speed at which cycles revolve. For those who enjoy drama, this is the icing on the cake. Rumor has it that Kirk misjudged Tood's fortitude since he believed the story was completely under control. He may not have foreseen the family acting and disclosing their own autopsy report. Every accusation, rumor, and secret detail abruptly becomes front-page news on social media, creating a public spectacle. In real time, the world observes, discusses, and responds, while the purported orchestrator struggles through a public relations nightmare. This tale is more than just what took place that evening. It concerns the story's control, the narrative's influence, and the lengths some people will go to in order to conceal the reality. Now available to the public, the autopsy report validates Tood's defensive behavior, identifies the purported cover-up, and links Kirk to a complex web of suspected bribery, power struggles, and secrecy. Commenting is only one aspect of social media. Every action, every motivation, and every possible consequence are being closely examined. This is the bit that keeps everyone interested. Armchair investigators, legal professionals, and regular viewers are discussing possible outcomes. Could there be resignations, investigations, or lawsuits? The potential consequences of hypothetical probes are already being explored in comment sections, with many people stating, if this is true, the ramifications are massive. The possibilities range from ethical investigations to public reaction. Moreover, the internet has arrived. Dozo, for each and every second, as we process these explosive leaks, it becomes evident that Tood's narrative is more complex than a single violent event. It concerns systemic influence, purported bribery, manipulation, and the struggle for dominance between the truth and those who seek to conceal it. The leaked autopsy report is the smoking gun, evidence that the internet never forgets and that transparency isn't always possible to prevent. And there is still a lot of drama left because Kirk is supposedly at the center of this planned stillness. Now, the fallout. Oh sweetheart, this is the plot grows more interesting. The reaction from the autopsy report's eventual release and Tehood's family going public is swift, disorderly, and dramatic. There is a fire on the internet. Trending are hashtags. Accountability is being demanded. Additionally, naturally, an unavoidable spotlight surrounds Kirk, the suspected mastermind behind months of secrecy. Not only was the chronology of events shown by the leaked autopsy, it revealed the power struggles, the purported hush money, and the covert manipulation. Social internet is ablaze with indignation. How could anyone attempt to repress the truth while a family grieves? A single tweet was read. Influence over the system is another benefit. Who knew that connections and money could keep facts from being heard for so long? On every media, memes, reaction videos, and never-ending conjecture are taking over, making this case into an all-out viral phenomenon. And since the autopsy leak has sparked a flurry of inquiries, let's discuss the legal ramifications. Kirk may be the subject of investigations ranging from civil inquiries to ethics violations if the claims of bribery and manipulation prove true. Social media experts are already engaged in debate. Might a federal investigation result from this? Is it possible to face criminal charges for trying to obstruct an official autopsy? Even if it hasn't been confirmed yet, the idea alone has folks on edge. Meanwhile, Tehood's family has emerged as a representation of tenacity and openness. In addition to defending the activities of their loved ones, they have revealed suspected corruption and influence in the background by making the original report public. According to a source, one family member stated, "We just wanted the truth out. People deserve to know what really happened, no matter who they are. It has angered the people. No amount of public relations damage control can stop the outcry against Kirk from growing." The public's opinion is divided but intense. Some defend Kirk by claiming that the news is overblown and that delays in the process are common. However, the foremost, this is a blatant instance of manipulation and an attempt at cover-up, with social media fueling the craze. This case quickly became a cultural phenomenon as reaction videos, TikTok analyzes, and many Twitter threads deconstruct every aspect of the leaked report. Additionally, we are witnessing possible repercussions as the drama develops. Investigators may look into authorities, alleged allies, and facilitators connected to the delay. Investigators may launch additional investigations into the purported influence network. The temperature is just getting hotter for Kirk. Despite the fact that no formal filing has yet been made, the court of public opinion has already issued discernment. The ruling is also not favorable. However, let's face it, the debate isn't the whole story. It's the boldness, the human drama, the conflict between truth and power, Tehood's protective behavior, the family's resolve to make the report public, and Kirk's purported backroom activities combine to generate a story that is dramatic, explosive, and unstoppable. People find it impossible to ignore this story because it contains everything. Controversy, mystery, controversy, then the big reveal. For those of you who are watching, this is the question. How do you feel? Is this all irrational speculation, or was Kirk attempting to influence the system? Would justice ever catch up to those who are accused of being responsible for the cover-up? What does this tell us about power, influence, and transparency in situations like this? Above all else, leave your comments with your ideas. Please click like if you're as shaken as we are. Trust me, this story is far from over, and we'll be here to reveal every twist, leak, and startling detail as it unfolds. Don't forget to subscribe for more breaking revelations. The facts are out, the receipts are authentic, and the drama, which is only beginning. What are your thoughts? Then, was Kirk truly manipulating events behind the scenes, or is this all just conjecture? The internet is going crazy after the truth is revealed and the autopsy report is leaked. Post your opinions in the comments section. Avoid hold back. To ensure you don't miss any shocking revelations, hit the like button if you're impressed and make sure you're subscribed. We're come to investigate the invoices, revealing the unseen drama, and delivering the truth to you that they do not desire for you to see. The narrative isn't finished, and you'll want to be present for what occurs next.